Montreal gets praised as one of hockey's great playoff cities, but Biz was just there in person and says the loudest building he's experienced this postseason is somewhere else. Listen to how he separates passion, knowledge, and pure chaos.
Zone play, some of these things to like really fuck them up and make them make mistakes. Like two guys to one guy somehow, you know what I mean? That's why I like that play where you said, Biz, in game one, they're going up, they're coming back towards the puck with the guy on your back. You get it, you bump it to speed, coming now up ice at you with chaos and movement, and they're trying to figure out which guy they have.
It was like Ehlers' first goal when he ended up dangling Caufield and Hutson. Yep. I think it was Martinook who was at the blue line. I don't know if Martinook actually got a piece. It might have been but either way, like that defenseman's coming on you. As long as you got position on him, it's going to get bumped back towards your end. And if you got Ehlers or anybody who, like even on Montreal side, with speed coming back the other way, yeah, you're in a way better off situation. And just going back though to like, maybe it's not so much what Montreal could do, but what Carolina's doing. In that series against Buffalo in particular, every time they had an ozone draw and it was Lane Hutson out there and they were on where he was on the board side, they would typically snap it back. It was often Anderson's line where they would be drawing something up and it would be like a pick play and they would generate an opportunity off of it. The one time I think Anderson scored a goal on it, right? Yeah. But even on other times, they would generate a chance based on something fancy they were doing. I think it comes down to coaching. Like Buffalo, they were behind the eight ball and they were scrambling when that was going on. Every time I've seen when Montreal has snapped one back in the ozone and it's Hutson, they got nothing. They're looking for where the opening is. Carolina is on it. They are prepared. They know that there's going to be some form of pick coming or set face off. Where Montreal, in some cases, you know how it's the inside winger that normally picks that guy. Yep. They would have Anderson come up from the board side to pick that guy, and then Texier would swing around. So they were coming at him with these different schemes that you're talking about off of just simple face-off plays to generate a chance. Carolina hasn't bit on one of them. I haven't noticed. So Carolina is just so fucking prepared. They found their game, and they're well coached, and they've been around that team for so long with not a ton of turnover and changes, and they're a well-oiled machine right now.
Yeah, Slavin got destroyed, and then he's been unbelievable. Chatfield, unbelievable, right? And you can't get three. If you get 3 goals, you win. They've done it one time in the playoffs. The 3-goal game against Carolina tonight. Can Montreal get 3?
That's why, like, we're here right now. We're putting Carolina in the finals, it seems, but it's just that Suzuki breakaway or that Matheson crossbar in OT away from them being up 2-1, which is crazy. But Biz, we know you're in boots on the ground tonight. We want you to get going, get ready. Just give us a quick prediction, maybe a goal scorer for tonight that we can take, or if you want to pick a winner. I know it's a little scary going into a building if you're picking against that team. So why don't you just give us a goal scorer that we can go to DraftKings Sportsbook and bet?
Well, Caufield came to the lobby yesterday to meet with Wayne and say hello. Wow. So I would imagine a little powwow with 99 would put a little luck on his stick tonight. I would pick Caufield goal scorer, and I'll say on the power play.
Wow.
Yeah,
I might take him to score 3 goals after that inside scoop.
Yeah. I got Caufield getting one tonight. So Chris Weidman stopped by too. I know you guys are boys with him. Great. I'm looking forward to it. I don't really have I don't have a feeling for the outcome tonight. Yeah. I just feel like Carolina. Yeah, I feel like Carolina's aware. Like if we win this game, like mentally, we could fuck them up here.
Hey, do you think they're looking at Vegas like, oh shit, Vegas is done. We got to get ours done here quick.
I think that rest is going to be a very big key to going against them. And hey, they were fortunate. People want to bitch about fucking Vegas having an easy path. Well, Carolina kind of has too. If you want to look at it that way, they played 2 teams that are new to playoffs in Utah and Anaheim. I would argue that those 2 teams are better than who Carolina, maybe not Ottawa, I guess, but definitely better than Philly. But I think seeing both those teams well rested going at one another, I think it would be a really, really good series. People are talking about ratings and I think the idea of Vegas hiring Torts last minute, the Mitch Marner, like how many people from Ontario are going to be watching him get to potentially lift the Stanley Cup. And we know it's all going to happen. The script writers are exhausted. And then Carolina, who have been building this, like kind of this underdog franchise who, has this, Tulsi as a GM, like this like little evil mad scientist. Like it's a great storyline if it happens. Let's not write Montreal off completely, but it's looking as if though it's going to be that way.
We heard from the Vegas Insider about Vegas is just off the chain. He's saying they're ready for this. Tell me your boots in Montreal, boots on the ground. F1 just finished. You're there for game 3 and 4 inside the rink because they haven't been great on home ice for whatever reason, Montreal as well. They finally lost their first game after a loss last game also. Now 6-1 after.
They won 2 in a row. Of course, they were going to lose 2 in a row.
So what's the feeling for you in watching? Is it too much? Is this like why it's a little tough on home ice, or like how awesome is the city away from the rink on a game day, heading down to the barn, what that city looks like? Because I know Montreal, like jerseys everywhere on game day all day long.
Jerseys everywhere. It was awesome. It was such a good atmosphere. The intro is incredible. Claude Lemieux came out with the torch. I don't want to come off as negative. They don't get as banged up as the Western Leaguers. Army, you know that. Yeah. We know they throw both ways out there. Edmonton in the finals.
They're fighting. McDavid's are fighting on the concourse.
They were louder and more insane. I still have yet to hear a pop as big as when McDavid toe dragged Ekblad and set, was it Leon up backdoor?
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
That game was the loudest and most intense and craziest I've ever seen a building. And the Let's Go Oilers leading them onto the ice with Metallica. I still think that Edmonton has it right now. Wow. And that's not the game knowledge and the way that they sing you through the game in Montreal is a little bit more like classy and poetic, and them getting on the refs in overtime. Yeah. I don't know how much that was translating on the broadcast. Like there was a couple beers that went onto the ice, but they don't get as drunk. They're just as engaged. And they're noticing every little nuance of the game. So I want to make sure I compliment Montreal. I don't want to get shanked on the streets. But as far as intensity and loudness, we're going out west to the Western Leaguers, Army.
Wow. I do notice Montreal trying to influence the refs in all these games. They are very knowledgeable, and that works. Eventually they wear them down and they get a call.
Somebody yelled on the broadcast, I heard through the microphone, quit fucking diving or something, like in a crazy yell.
Oh, was the Hutson trip? Was the Hudson trip in overtime a bit of a dive?
I don't know, but they didn't call too many men either, which was kind of crazy.
That was the gated, but I was going to bring that up. That was fucking unbelievable.
How do you not call that, right? Like they blew the whistle. I'm like, no penalty. Why'd they blow the whistle? Like what happened here? Why? What?
But I'm glad they didn't, because then refereeing and Montreal getting.
So who has the better playoff atmosphere right now? Montreal's smart, constant pressure, or Edmonton's full volume chaos? Leave your take in the comments and like and subscribe for more clips like this.